WWE Hall of Famer takes a massive shot at Seth Rollins. Roman Reigns comments on what he can do in WWE that most can't. And WWE Hall of Famer Ric Flair shares his thoughts on top women's champion. Hello everyone, Jose G here, bringing you today's top stories in today's Sportskeeda Wrestling News Roundup. To stay up to date with all of our content, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. WWE Hall of Famer takes a massive shot at Seth Rollins. Smackdown superstar Seth Rollins is all set to compete in the men's Money in the Bank ladder match this Sunday. Last week on SmackDown, Seth Rollins had a massive backstage segment with Edge where the two teased a feud. WWE Hall of Famer Edge was a guest on this week's The Bump, where he mocked Seth Rollins and made fun of his recent dressing style. A few weeks ago, Seth Rollins lashed out at WWE on Talking Smack for giving Edge yet another shot at Roman Reigns' Universal title. Addressing those comments, Edge asked Rollins to stop whining and advised him to instead do something about it, saying, quote, "I think he needs his baby bottle. I mean, man, that is some whining right there. But hey, cool, I appreciate that he thinks that. I do. Personally, I'm not gonna go on a talk show and whine about that. I'm gonna go and take my title shot. There's a difference in mindset. You know, you can sit there and complain all day, or you can do something about it." And he finally did something about it. He qualified for Money in the Bank. So win it, and then cash in, and quit complaining. And I just happen to pull off robes better than he does, end quote. As per reports, Seth Rollins taking on Edge is one of the marquee matches planned for this year's SummerSlam. Over the past few weeks, WWE has already started the build-up to this feud, and Edge's aforementioned comments will further heat things up between the two. There has been speculation that Seth Rollins could cost Edge his Universal Championship match against Roman Reigns at Money in the Bank, thus starting their SummerSlam rivalry. The two have some interesting history against each other, and fans can't wait to see Rollins and Edge lock horns at SummerSlam. WWE Superstar Sheamus gets engaged. United States Champion Sheamus is winning both in his professional as well as his personal life. Sheamus is now engaged to be married to his partner Isabella Rivilla. Isabella took to Instagram to announce that she said yes to Sheamus, and the two are now engaged, saying, quote, "When I was planning to go to Ireland as a young girl, I would tell people if magic exists, it has to be in Ireland. Well, it does exist. Couldn't imagine a more magical place to say yes. Couldn't imagine a better person to spend my life with. And couldn't think of better shoes to get engaged in than Crocs," end quote. Sheamus is a WWE veteran, having been in the company for almost a decade and a half now. Throughout his career, he has been one of the top stars for the promotion, as he's won several titles and achievements. Sheamus is a four-time world champion, a former Mr. Money in the Bank in 2015, Royal Rumble winner in 2012, King of the Ring in 2010. During a recent appearance on Sportskeeda Wrestling's Unscripted with Dr. Chris Featherstone, former WWE Superstar Killian Dane, now known as Big Damo, had huge praise for Sheamus. Sheamus currently holds the United States Championship on Monday Night Raw. From the looks of it, his next major feud is going to be against Damian Priest, possibly leading to a SummerSlam match between the two. Roman Reigns on what he can do in WWE that most can't. Roman Reigns has proclaimed that there are very few in the history of pro wrestling and WWE that can do what he can. The tribal chief believes that he can elicit a reaction from the crowd better than most other stars. Reigns, their current Universal Champion, stated in a recent interview with Forbes that he can pull the emotional strings of the audience every time he walks into an arena, saying, quote, "Yeah, you say you like this person, or think this person should be in my position, or this person deserves, or they've been through a greater journey or more adversity, but when it comes down to it, who makes the crowd louder? I've always been that guy. There's only a handful of guys in the history of our company and the history of our business that can say they have it, that factor that registers with the people, that makes the people stand up and make noise, and I'm in that group," end quote. The Smackdown superstar states that getting a reaction from the crowd is an incredible strength that he possesses. Roman Reigns came through the ranks in WWE, progressing from NXT to the main roster and becoming one of the biggest stars in the company. Reigns was a part of one of the best factions in history, The Shield, alongside Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins. As a single star, Reigns was pushed to be the guy by WWE, but wasn't widely accepted by fans. But in the last year, the Tribal Chief has showcased something different on WWE TV as a heel. He has been dominant on SmackDown, defeating everyone in his path, showing an altogether different character and holding onto the Universal Championship for over 300 days. Alexa Bliss shows off a new look. Alexa Bliss has posted a new story on her official Instagram handle in which she can be seen showing off her temporary short hair. Alexa Bliss is currently a mainstay on WWE Raw, and she is doing some of the best work of her career as a demented entity who possesses supernatural powers. Bliss's character isn't everyone's cup of tea, but she is surely enjoying her gimmick if one of her recent tweets is any indication. Alexa Bliss regularly promotes her Raw appearances and matches on her official Instagram handle. She also occasionally gives a sneak peek into her personal life via her posts and stories on the platform. Alexa Bliss's latest story caught the attention of her fans. Bliss now boasts a temporary short hair look. Bliss is one of the most popular WWE superstars in recent memory, and she is one of the most followed superstars on Instagram with her 5.3 million followers. Alexa Bliss has done it all in WWE. She has won the Raw and SmackDown women's titles in the past on multiple occasions. She has also held the women's tag team titles twice, and she has also won the women's Money in the Bank ladder match back in 2018. Bliss aligned herself with The Fiend last year on SmackDown and adopted a dark persona that's still going strong on Raw. She will be one of the participants in the upcoming women's Money in the Bank ladder match. WWE Hall of Famer Ric Flair shares his thoughts on top women's champion. WWE Hall of Famer Ric Flair is one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. His work inside and outside WWE has cemented his legacy as one of the most iconic stars to ever lace up a pair of boots and step inside the squared circle. While he no longer wrestles anymore, the Nature Boy remains up to date within the WWE product, given the strong involvement of his daughter Charlotte Flair in current storylines. Charlotte has been feuding with current Raw Women's Champion Rhea Ripley as of late. Appearing on WWE's The Bump, Flair had the following to say regarding Rhea Ripley after sending a warning her way on behalf of Charlotte, saying, quote, "I love you, Rhea, but you're just too nice. Too nice to be bad. That's a compliment, but Rhea's a nice girl. She doesn't know how to be bad, but she's gonna learn. But hey, a great champion and deserves all the accolades. If you look at the number of people that come through WWE from the past to today, how many can ever say they were champion? What percentage? And for Rhea to beat Asuka, who I think is one of the 3 or 4 most technically gifted wrestlers I've ever seen in the women's division, was a huge victory for her, and I'm sure it really helped her with her confidence, which is a huge part of this business. Rhea's at the top of her game, but she's just too nice." End quote. Ric Flair seems to be supporting his daughter heading into her match against Rhea Ripley this Sunday. He stated that the Queen is the dirtiest player in the game and is at her best ahead of her championship match. At Hell in a Cell, Rhea Ripley defended her Raw Women's Championship against the Queen in a grueling encounter. The match ended due to disqualification after Ripley drove the top cover of the announcer's desk onto Flair's head. Given the circumstances of the finish to their last match, Flair was awarded another title shot at the Raw Women's Championship as she prepares to lock horns once again with the Nightmare at Money in the Bank. Thanks for watching today's Sportskeeda Wrestling News Roundup. For more news stories and exclusive content, be sure to follow us on all social media. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Download the Sportskeeda app for the most up-to-date stories in the world of wrestling.